This 2023 Manufacturing Week Bus Tour Spotlight is presented by Amazon.
Welcome everybody to the Sedron Technologies Sumner Varcor facility. At this facility we receive septage and process it to create clean water, a distillate product, and dried solids. Sedron started this plant, I believe we commissioned it early this year, January, February timeframe. It's been running since then. Happy to have everyone here to take you all on a tour. This is where septage enters the facility. So trucks that bring the septage from septic tanks that have pumped it out, the process is essentially just hooking up to this hose. Most of these tanks just gravity feed. There's metering equipment on the inside that counts up and totalizes how much they've dropped off. Once they receive the receipt, the septage hauler is done. From then on, it's in our hands. So behind you over there is an inclined auger and a hydrocyclone. Those two pieces of equipment do grit separation. The hydrocyclone separates out the dense stuff out the bottom, light stuff, which is mostly just liquid, out the top. We have to have a heat exchanger that has a small footprint, is highly efficient, and purposefully fouls itself. We purposefully rely on baking on solids to a heat transfer surface that would normally make it run inefficiently, and so it needs to be in a continuous process of drying and cleaning itself. Managing to manufacture that is, I think, really the nuance of making this whole thing work. Following the flow of the material, we've now gotten septage screened, separated of grit, and stored in these tanks, ready to be processed. What's behind me is the preheater. The septage is pumped through tubes, while hot water is counterflowing in the opposite direction, transferring heat to heat up the septage. So what we're looking at here is the Varcor dryer. This is really the heart of the process. This is the heat exchanger that boils the liquid out of the septage and separates from it the dried material that sticks to the surfaces inside. Whatever volatile compounds are dissolved in the septage when it comes in, this system concentrates them so that we can store it and either process it with biological treatment, which is the final step of the water before it leaves the site, or it can be stored up and stored and taken off site somewhere that's capable of handling it. I've been given tremendous opportunities at Sedron to do something that I don't think a young engineer is likely to encounter elsewhere. Commissioning a plant like this, writing all the automation software for it, being a part of turning it on, getting everything working. It's been a novel experience.
This 2023 Manufacturing Week Bus Tour Spotlight was presented by Amazon.